Today, we bring to a close this series titled Nigeria's Weakened Institutions. We sought to show in the first and second parts how the deliberate weakening of institutions in Nigeria's democratic experience has lowered governance, empowered mediocrity, and fostered corruption, among other outputs. The past 2 years have signaled a precarious shift that has taken the costume of a war against the masses, even as the executive and legislature have become all but one. In the 25 November 2025 piece in the Guardian newspaper, former Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, Professor Chidi Odinkalu, put a poser thus, quote, "On whose mandate do judges stand?" End of quote. The prof's intervention in the piece arose as a fallout from what transpired when Nigerian judges gathered in Abuja for the All Nigerian Judges Conference in November 2025. After speeches by selected persons and the Chief Justice of Nigeria, it was time for President Tinubu to speak. And as he made his way to the podium with the judges standing, a song long considered to be an expression of loyalty to the president played out by the band. The president gave his speech, and as he rounded off, the same anthem repeated. Few minutes later, news filtered out that Nigerian judges had decamped to the ruling party, the APC. It took strenuous efforts from the judiciary to shake off the dust of that meeting. Already, Nigerians had witnessed the same anthem played during Tinubu's visit to the National Assembly. The men in those chambers, the red and green, have made no pretense where their loyalty lay. But for judges, in the democratic tripod, the judiciary's role is considered so sacred that the courtroom is likened to a temple and the judges as lords. The place of the judiciary in dispensing justice is seen to derive from divinity. And this theological image of judges, judiciary, and justice amplifies misdeeds of that arm of government beyond those of the other arms. It is a case of to whom much is given, much is expected. So it was not out of place for Nigerians to yell blue murder when the story of that conference went viral. But beyond the conference, what is the state of Nigeria's judiciary today in the light of the capture of the other arms of government by this president? How does the ordinary citizen view the courts? Does he believe that if he brings a complaint today against the president's son, for instance, that he will get justice? With the bitterly contested 2023 general elections and the tribunals that followed thereafter, the capture of the state institutions, police, EFCC, etc., and the fusion of the National Assembly with the executive, much is not left of the judiciary's mettle to save what is clearly a predatory rumble. Every other day, we see the minister of the FCT invite judges to break ground for the official quarters, inspect same, or do something for them in a relationship where the judiciary ought to have the financial independence to budget for and spend their money themselves. The effect of this includes the decisions we see from the judiciary today that in many instances defies reason. In his speech to the 17th Ralph Opera Memorial Lecture, organized by the National Association of Sea Dogs in Enugu in early February 2026, the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Mazi Afam Osigwe, warned that judicial corruption in Nigeria has reached a dangerous tipping point, insisting that it now poses a direct threat to democracy and the rule of law. He added that judicial corruption strikes at the very heart of the rule of law. Once court decisions are suspected to be shaped by money, politics, or personal connections, the legitimacy of the entire justice system is fatally damaged. When justice becomes a commodity traded in chambers and corridors, the judiciary ceases to be the last hope of the common man and becomes the refuge of the powerful and corrupt. This is a quote attributed to the president. Then he went further on, quote, many citizens now view the justice system as one in which cases are delayed, manipulated, or outrightly bought, rather than resolved fairly and impartially, end of quote. This was from the number one man in the Association of Lawyers that prides itself as the biggest body of lawyers in Africa. We will end this series with this quip by Geoffrey Chaucer in the Canterbury Tales. Quote, if gold rusts, what shall the iron do? End of quote. Our socials remain the same as Zarifa page, and they are available. You can follow, you can like, you can comment, and you can share. My name is Ben Abraham, and this is Criminal Justice Focus. Thank you.